Okay, in case anyone needs help, I'm going to work my way through this project. Build your own space station. So you just need to scroll down, go to lesson 1, building a rocket, and we have instructions here that we can progress through. So not every step requires you to do something, but it's a good idea to just read through this information to get an idea of what you're going to do. So you're going to create the following modules: command, engineering or research, living quarters, storage module, and propulsion. Okay, so scroll all the way down and just keep clicking next. So introduction, first thing we'll do is the propulsion system. All right, so again, just click through to the next one. Plan your build. So it's just good to familiarize yourself, especially if you haven't used TinkerCad before. So we've got different three-dimensional shapes, including cone, wow, a paraboloid, cylinder, and a half sphere. So you find all these things over here. So here's a paraboloid, here's a cone, cylinder, and a half sphere. Too easy. Go to next. Okay, create the engine housing. So here's some instructions. Place the cylinder on the work plane. It's easy. Let's find a cylinder. So you just click on it and you just somewhere press click again and it will place it. Now we need to resize it. We want 25 millimeters in diameter and 25 tall. Just a few tips on moving around. If I want to zoom in, if you've got a mouse, it's so much easier. So I thoroughly recommend getting a mouse. So to scroll in, I just use the mouse scroll button. All right, if I want to move around, if I click the scroll button, I can drag the work plane around. Also, if I click the left mouse button, nope, if I click the right mouse button, I can just hold and drag it around like so as well. I wanted to just reposition this here a little bit and click on it so I can get these dimensions. So here we want 25 mil diameter. So to resize it, and I think you can actually type over there to make your life easier. So that's 25 mil diameter, so diameter, and we want to check the height. So if we click on this bit here, we can see the height is 20, so I can click on that and say 25 and change it that way. So it's that much easier to do it that way. Once I've done that, I'm going to the next step. Build the fuel canister. So it says place another cylinder and size it 5 millimeters diameter and 18 tall. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. Click that and place it. So that means I want to change this to 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters on that way, and then click, and I need to the top one, click on that, and 18 tall, so I click here and I change it to 18. That's easy. Let's go to the next one. Place a half sphere shape on the work plane and size the diameter 5 millimeters. So half sphere, click, place. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so 5 by 5. Yep. Okay, how do I get out of that now? I press escape. Okay, so I'm going to scroll out a bit, resize, so 5 and 5. I'm sure there's probably an easy way to do it 2 at once, so someone else might want to work that one out. Duplicate the half sphere and rotate it 80 degrees so it's upside down. Okay, so I've got to duplicate. Duplicate is this button. So I press this button while this is selected. Duplicate, and then if I move it, I can see I've got a second one. Now rotate. Okay, if these things would all get out of my way so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to just get my right mouse. Okay, so here's my angle. If I click that and say 180, it's upside down. All right, but it still doesn't look like that. So I've got to work out, is this correct? All right, obviously not. So they've missed something. So I'm going to resize the height to 2.5, which looks like what they've got in the diagram. So if I change that to 2.5 as well. Okay, and that looks better, doesn't it? So we select the first half sphere and raise it up off the work plane to match the height of the canister. Now the height of the canister is 18. So we want to raise this. So we grab this little thing and raise it. And so we're looking for when it says 18. Voila, too easy. Lower this upside down half sphere to the bottom canister in the same way. Okay, so I need to click on this one. So it's currently at 2.5 here. If I click this, I'm assuming I need to make it go there, possibly. Let me just see if I do that. Yeah, that looks like it's the same now, doesn't it? Okay, so I think there's some assumed knowledge here. Remember, you can change the snap grid to 0.5 to assist in moving the half sphere shape. Snap grid. I found it. It's down in this corner here. So change it to 0.5. Easy. So I've changed it to 0.5. Excellent. After repositioning the shapes, set the snap grid back to 1 mil. Okay, well, I think I did that in a roundabout sort of way, but I think I'm right. Let me see. Wait, maybe that. Was that better? Oh, okay, that's better. All right, that's done, and put it back to 1. Continue. Okay, now we're ready to align. So we want to put all of those pieces together like so. We want to do that. So, okay, what I believe you do is click to select the first one, shift click, and you'll see there's little blue shading around both of these now, so they're both selected, and then shift select. So they're all got blue shading, so I'm assuming yes, and it says shapes 3. They've all been selected. Okay, so now align the shapes so they all share the same axis vertically and group them into a single shape. So again, assume knowledge. Align. Let's give it a go. Okay. And then, okay, align them all here and click on here. Did you see what I did? I'll go Control Z, Control Z. So to align them, I press align. Okay, I want to align them all on this in the middle here. So if I click here, they all align up along there, and then I want them now to align in this middle. So see how if I click that, they all come together. Then the last thing I do is group them. So group, press that, and they are now grouped. Click next. So now we're going to position this canister on the engine compartment. So this is the canister, this is the engine compartment, and we want it to look something like this. All right. So we need to work out how to do that. So get the whole lot. To help see what is happening inside the cylinder, let's set the cylinder to be transparent. Okay, that's a good idea. Select the cylinder and click the color selection tool in the inspector window. Okay, so if we click this, it's now transparent. Okay, select the transparent checksum. When finished, you can always return. Okay, all right, so let's go back to here. Did they make... okay, so we select this. I'm going to drag this way so I can see what's happening. And I want it to be like so. All right, so I want this aligned over here. So it's aligned here and here. Okay, so select this one, then shift select this, then press align, then press this, then press this, then press this. Okay, and that looks exactly as required. So go to the next one. Now we have to move it slightly. So let's have a look. All right, we now have to move it slightly. So how do we do that? Make sure the grid snap is set to 1 mil. Correct. Snap grid is 1 mil. Select the cylinder. So I'm going to click off here. Select the cylinder, which is this, and press the arrow key on the keyboard twice to move the cylinder away from the canister. So press the arrow key twice. So I'm assuming I'm going to press the right arrow key. Let me try it. So once, twice. Beautiful. All right, that seems to be fine. Okay, go next. Ooh, looks like we have to copy the canister and move it. So duplicate the canister by selecting duplicate. So click off, click the canister, click duplicate. Use the arrow key on the keyboard to move the copy to the other side. Okay, so it's now selected. I'm going to move it with the arrow. Okay, here it's at the edge. 1, 2. Okay, easy peasy. Blah blah blah. So it sticks out. Yep. Select both canisters and group them. Okay, so I've got this one selected. If I go shift and select the other one, done. Group them. Group. What's that? Ungroup. So I want to group just those 2 canisters. They're grouped. Okay, done. Go to next. All right. Oh, look at what we do now. So we're going to obviously copy them and reposition them. So select the group canisters. They're selected. Duplicate them by selecting the duplicate button. Okay, which is here. Duplicate and duplicate. Okay, so I've duplicated. Now use rotation arrows to rotate 45 degrees. Okay, here we go. So down here, we want this rotation here. So click on there and type in here 45, enter. Okay, duplicate 2 more times. So duplicate. go down here, find the rotate. It's now here. Let's see. If I don't do it right, I can just undo. 45. Oh, okay. And I have to do it once more. So duplicate, find that 45 and done. So I'm going to right mouse click and have a look, and that looks awesome. Awesome. Okay, does it look like that? Yes, it does. Okay, go to next. We now have an engine compartment and fuel canisters complete, but we need to adjust the colors. If we were to simply group all the object, now the engine compartment would remove material from the canisters, but we want them to join into one item. Okay, so select all the canisters and select a new color. Okay, so I'm just gonna scroll around. I want that one, scroll, and then shift and select that one, and just keep going around. Shift, select, shift, select. Okay, are they all selected? They all seem to be selected. Okay, very good. So they're all selected. So I'm going to choose black, I guess. Okay, that worked. Select the engine compartment and change it, change transparent to whatever color. So unclick, click on the engine compartment, and it's going to be pretty boring and give it a grey sort of color. Click off it. Okay, there we go. It's looking good, looking good. Select all the shapes and group them into a single object. So I need to select the cylinder and then shift and select all of these I have one more to select that one. Okay, I can see the blue around all of my shapes, so I've done that correct. And then I'm going to group them. So group. Okay, so they are now all grouped. Go to the next one. Add a nose cone. Okay, so we want a half sphere. Place a half sphere shape on the work plane and size to 25. I'm getting the hang of this. So let's click here and here, change this to 25, change this to 25. Okay, it's 25 by 25. Lift the sphere up. Okay, it's got to go up 25. Well, let me just get that out of the way and move that across, make it easier to see. So I'm going to lift that up till it says 25, and that's the same height as that. Select the engine, and we're aligning them. So that's selected. I'm going to select this. I'm going to press align. I'm going to align them in the middle and in the middle like so. Okay, I seem to have a gap there for some reason. I'm not going to press that because that'll do that. So I'll undo that. But for some reason, okay, my cylinder is slightly under. So I'm just going to lift it up to there. Is that right? And that should close that gap. And that should get it flat on the work plane. Okay. Go to the next step. Okay, add the thrust cone. So place a cone on the work plane and size it to 25 mil. So I need to get my shapes back, which are over here. and I want a cone. Place that. I want it to be 25 mil and 25 mil. And I want to rotate it. So if I click the rotation, and then I can click here and go 180, and it flips it upside down. Now I want to have that lowered by 25, so I need to click this bit, and I'll just get this here so we can see. We want that to be so I've got that selected. Next, okay, we've got to align them, so select all shapes and align them vertically. So I select this one as well. I press align. I want them all aligned in the middle, and I just want to make sure they're all aligned in the middle here as well. Okay, I think that's right. Let's check. That looks good. Okay, I've just noticed here, I'm going to bring this up. They've got this raised up here. So while I've got everything selected, I need to raise that up. So let's see how much. Up. So it looks like that. Okay, so as I said, we're on to this bit here. So I'm going to unclick this. I might scroll out a bit. I might just move this around, just check how it's looking. I think it looks pretty good. We want a paraboloid. You know what? I've never heard of a paraboloid, but well, probably have, but I forgot. So here's a paraboloid. I'm going to place it. And 25 mil diameter again, so 25 at the base, 25. Select all the shapes and align them vertically. Oh, okay, so this is easy. So this one, shift, select, shift, select, shift, select, and then align. So we want them aligned in the middle this way, and then just come around this way and then align here in the middle. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, all right, so I've got to move. So select the nozzle and lift it up off the workplace. Okay, I get it. I need to select this and I need to raise it up. So I'm just going to click this one here and wait, let me get back down. I need to raise it by 5 mil. Okay, so this I'm going to raise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, 5. Okay, that's what they were saying. All right, that's better. So that should look like that. Okay, next. Hollow out the thrust nozzle. Place a paraboloid shape on the work plane and size it to 25 mil diameter. So 25 and 25. Okay. Change the new parabola to a hole. Okay. Hole. Is that a hole? Change to hole. Okay. Change to a hole. Select all the shapes and align them vertically. Align them vertically. Okay, so I learned that if I click and if I click here, and now it's not cooperating with me. Okay, click and drag, and that selects everything. Did you see what I just did? I just went click and drag around, and I've selected everything. Select all shapes and align vertically. So align vertically, click that. Oh, I'm so tired. align this way, align this way. Select the rocket and use the black arrow on top to lift it upward 2 millimeters. This will increase the thickness of the thrust nozzle when the inside is hollowed out by grouping shapes. I don't know if I understood that at all. Select all shapes and align. Select the rocket. Okay, so I'm assuming I can unclick that. Let's try selecting. I'm going to select everything and then unselect by shift and unselecting that bottom shape. And then I'm going to lift this 2 millimeters. So, and see what happens. 1, 2. Do you think that's what they meant? Okay, I don't care. It's good enough. 19. Whew. Hollow out the thrust nozzle. Grouping all rocket shapes will remove material from the inside thrust nozzle. Okay, select all shapes and group them. So I'm assuming they want me to select all shapes, including the hole. Oh, wait a minute. Select all shapes and group them. Okay, I've got to group them. Group. Okay. I don't know. Did it work? Oh, it did. Why is it made them all one color? Okay, press D. Press D. And that worked. Continue. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Except it's just messed up all my colors. Place the cylinder on the work plane and size it to 15 mil in the diameter and 15 in tall. Okay. Okay, so place the cylinder on the work plane and size it 15 by 15 diameter by 15 tall. Okay, change the color of the cylinder to match the engine nose cone. I'm just going to make it blue. Select the rocket and the new cylinder and align them vertically, then align them to the top so the cylinder matches the top of the rocket. Okay, let me see. So it's got to look like that. So this at the top. Okay. So I'm going to align them all this way. No. Okay. Try again. I'm going to align them this way, this way, this way. Oh, too easy. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Okay, and go to the next step. Oh no, create a hole. Okay, final step in creation is to create the hole that will allow the rocket to be connected to the space station. The tube the rocket will connect with has a diameter of 10 mil, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, place the cylinder size 10.5 mil in diameter and 10 tall. Okay. So cylinder, so we want 10.5 diameter, 10.5, and then 10 tall. Okay. Change the snap grid to 0.5. But remember to turn it back. Okay. Change the cylinder to a hole. Then a line using same steps as a cylinder. Okay, so all right, so I want to that way, that way. All right, this one's got to come. I messed this one up, didn't I? And I've messed this up. We just try again. Okay. Complete the rocket by selecting all groups and grouping them into a single. And then they all become the same color anyway. Group. Okay. Move the rocket to the edge of the workplace because in the next lesson we will build more of the space station. Huh, I can't believe I'm done. Anyway, so that's it for part 1, and look at that. Okay, look at that.